If you think you know what the word underrated means, wait for it, cause you don't. Welcome back to Shaurya's 2 cents, and this week I've come with a very surprising watch of the film, The Platform. The Platform is a Spanish film released in theaters in September 2019 and on Netflix in March 2020. The first thing that I have got to say about this film is ये रिव्यू बंद करो और Netflix पे पिक्चर देखो अभी. The Platform is a film about a prison, commonly known as a vertical self-management center. But more than a prison, it's a freaking horror show. A place with more than 300 levels, each level inhabiting 2 people. Every day, a floating platform with food travels downwards. But if you're on a level that's way too below, you don't get any food because your favorite food is already eaten by people above. And now you have to turn cannibal by eating your partner's flesh. Time to be serious. The protagonist, called Goring, opens his eyes to know that he is on level 48 with an old man called Trimagasi. Trimagasi explains Goring the mechanism of the vertical prison. He says that there are hundreds of levels in this prison, and every day a vertical platform travels all the way down from the level 0 to the last level, stopping for a minute or two at each level. But the problem is, the people inhabiting the top floors eat the majority of food and leave very little for the people below. Practically nothing for floors below 100.
Dude, stop! It's done now!
It is up to the inhabitants to survive these tough times, either by bleeding the people inhabiting the levels above to leave them some food, or by eating off their cellmates' flesh, mostly by the second method. If this wasn't enough, no prisoner can hoard food, as this would cause the temperature to rise or fall to lethal levels. After the platform reaches the bottommost level, it flies back to level 0, the place where the food is prepared and arranged. At the end of each month, a gas is released into each level, and all the prisoners awaken the next day on a completely different level. One may be fortunate enough to go from level 171 to level 33. Others might be left to die of hunger after waking up at level 202. But does it sound right that people at the bottom levels don't get enough food? Because every prisoner's preferred dish is put up on the platform. It makes perfect sense. People at the topmost level fear that they might not be on that level forever. This fear leads them to enjoy whatever time they have left by devouring as much food as they can. Trimagasi is a perfect example. Even at level 48, both Goring and Trimagasi get enough food to ensure their healthy survival. But Trimagasi eats every meal as if it was his last one. Not only him, but every prisoner who gets a chance to stay at the top level eat food like maniacs. Until the platform reaches the lowest levels, the classes have broken and there are sturdy leftovers everywhere. Throughout the film, Goring's cellmate changes due to various circumstances. Yeah, because of that. He gets to live with people with greed, sympathy and fear. We get to see how different people react to and act according to their situation. Trimagasi, the greedy one, is ready to eat their cellmate's flesh to survive. Imogiri, Goring's second cellmate, used to work at that prison's administration and wanted to know what was going on in there. She's the one with sympathy, motivated to ration the food for the prisoners residing on the levels below so that the food is available to the lowest levels, while Goring's last cellmate, Bharat, is the one with fear, a guy who just wants to escape to his freedom. Lastly, there's a strange woman called Miharu who sometimes travels down along with the platform in order to search for her lost child. Slowly and steadily, Goring realizes that they have to let the people at level 0 know the seriousness of the lunacy that is going on below, and the only way he can do that is by sending a message back up to level 0. How can they do that? Well, you have to watch the film for that. Talking about these characters, most have a meaning attached to themselves. The protagonist goes by the name Goring. Goring is the word used in Indonesia, the English translation of which means fry or fried. This can be related to his situation throughout the film. He is tortured almost to death by people around him. After the end of his first month at the prison, he awakens to realize that he and his first cellmate Trimagasi have been assigned level 171, and he is tied up by Trimagasi so he can eat his flesh to stay alive. He had to hurt and was hurt by hundreds of prisoners before he could send the message back up to level 0. I don't know whether his name was coincidence or not, but it's a worthy mention. The storyline and the pacing of the film is pitch perfect. Most elements and subplots are extremely necessary for the final build-up. The creators have used sound effects to a great extent to instill a sense of darkness into the film. For example, the sound of the platform stopping at each level scared me every time it happened. Creating a horror film without ghosts is the new normal of the horror genre, and the first time I felt the real power of this genre was in the 2017 film Get Out, starring Daniel Kaluuya and directed by Jordan Peele. The Platform is a Spanish film, so you can definitely expect mild sexuality, but brutal violence, so it's a complete no-no for kids. The Platform is a film that can be analyzed at so many different levels. The theme of this film is very well crafted, which depicts the setting as not just an ordinary prison, but a society of humans. The people living rich and lavish lifestyles manipulate the system for their own benefit, at the cost and suffering of the poor. The consumption of food, usually more than required, clearly shows how the society's rich exploit resources for their own sake and leave just empty dishes for the people below. This plot and the way it progresses is primarily the reason I dare to give this film a 9 out of 10. I strongly believe that this film is definitely underrated, and it's a must-watch to experience a 1.5-hour nail-biting joyride. The Platform is more than a film. It's an unfortunate reality of life, not a reality that's restricted to any group, religion, or country, but it's the reality of the world society as a whole. That's it from my side. Hope you liked the video. If you did, please share, comment about your take on the film, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.